Hey, it's your girl Asha Dawson, founder and lead planner of Event Productions by Jen. I am so excited to have you back here for another video today. We are going to talk about budget-friendly entertainment for your wedding. So, a few things on entertainment. This may or may not even be a line item on your budget. So let me preface this by saying, if you feel like you have a crowd of people who need to be entertained, this video is for you. So let's talk a little bit about what entertainment at a wedding even can look like, right? What's the ceiling here? And then let's talk about what the floor might be. So to start with, you've probably seen the fanciful Instagram videos of these extraordinary weddings overlooking cliffs in Italy with ballerinas and violinists and acrobatic dancers, right? That is the highest end of the entertainment, right? Maybe you have a celebrity show up to your wedding and do a song. That happened actually in Saudi Arabia, I believe, where Rihanna, not that long ago, was the exclusive performer at this wedding. So I just want to name some examples of extremely luxury, high-end entertainment that really leaves your guests feeling like they went to a highly exclusive event. So that is one way to think about wedding entertainment. Then we have the second way to think about wedding entertainment, where I have seen things that are as kind of pitiful as, you know, a basic, how do I say this? I have seen, like, you know, the badminton games or the where it's like you catch something on it's a lawn game of some sort. But I have literally seen those, and like they broke, right? People stepped on them, they got left behind, and it was kind of a lackluster effort to give people entertainment. So there is a wide range of things that you can do for this experience. So the question is, what is most authentic to you and the couple? What activities do you like to do? What activities work with the people who you know are going to be at this event? The last thing you want to do is put all this money and effort into something that the people at your event really don't care about that much. So let me give you a few ideas of what you could consider that would still be fairly budget friendly. Number one, have an elaborate ceremony. Oftentimes these ceremonies are 10, 15, 20 minutes max, right? However, it does not have to be this way. You can have a ceremony that feels more like a service. That is one budget-friendly way to do this. And the way you do that is by stacking up the program. You have readings from a cousin or, you know, a family member, a friend, what have you. You have, I've seen a pair of two grown men be the flower girls, and they had a dramatic entrance, and it was hilarious, and it was fun. So there are ways that you can stack up this ceremony. It also can go back to the officiant, right? Perhaps you get an officiant who is quite eloquent with their words, is able to leave the audience with a heightened feeling of the occasion, right? This isn't just these two people are getting married today, but rather really speaks into the meaning of marriage, speaks into the magic of the moment. That is another way to give guests something that is memorable and may not cost you much money. As I said before, this doesn't have to cost money. You really can invest in an officiant, sure, but who's the person in your circle who always has the wise words? Find that person and see if they will, if they'll speak at your wedding. See if there's someone who's really good at singing. See if they will sing a song at your wedding. People love to be asked to be involved in weddings, even though, yes, it is work. At the end of the day, if you're asking someone to express a talent that they have, you'd be surprised how flattered they may be if you asked them to take part in your ceremony on one of the biggest days in your lives. Another idea for budget-friendly entertainment is to get a live band and have them there for 1-2 hours. You could have them come during the cocktail hour instead of the reception, right? So there will be several DJs that have a wide variety of packages. But here in Atlanta, the average cost for a DJ for ceremony and reception, and cocktail hour, of course, you're going to be looking at around $2,000. And that's standard around here to have someone who's decent and professional and brings their own equipment. You could cut that cost down, get a live band for a few $100, or a singer, what have you, someone who will cover your favorite songs, present for a part of the day. Maybe they're there for the ceremony, maybe they're there for the cocktail hour. You could have a small violin trio during the cocktail hour who is sitting there just playing a couple of songs, a couple of covers. This was big a couple years ago when Bridgerton came out, right? This was definitely a trend we saw in the wedding industry where people had all kinds of violin trios and quartets going on, and it really only costs a few $100 depending on how many violinists you have. So that's one way that you could add a really whimsical dimension. Perhaps you have a pianist, could be a guitarist, whatever you like, but they do cost less than hiring a DJ for the full duration. So that is a second way that you can have entertainment that is memorable. The last way I would say you could have some entertainment or fun activities is to get a photo booth. Find a photographer or a DJ who is able to add it on as a package. What I've seen with some of my clients is that there are photographers who offer photo booth services, and rather than charging you the full amount that an independent company who does photo booths would do, they're really just tacking it on because it's within their networks, it's their person, it's sometimes even their props. But that is a great dimension to add to a cocktail hour or even a reception, because there's plenty of dead time that happens at receptions when people aren't on the dance floor, but they also aren't necessarily at the bar. So, like I said, to recap, 3 ways that you can have entertainment and cut the cost. Have an extended ceremony. Number 2, think about live band or live music options in lieu of having a DJ for the full 5-6 hours. And lastly, find a photographer or videographer or a DJ who has a tack-on option for a photo booth that may be less expensive. Thanks for coming today. I hope to see you next time.